Happy Friday, Stampers. Welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. I have a project, shocker, to share with you. And this is going to feature the sweet little stocking stamp set that I shared the other day. I showed you a project with this last week, I think, using the extended Z-fold card, which is a really fun card layout. So I'll show you that card here too. Shortly. Actually, I'll just show it to you now. So it has a couple of things that I really like about it. It features the felt and the cute puppies and all the things. Hey, Robin. Hey, Velda. So here was that card. So you can look this video tutorial up on my blog and so forth, or actually on YouTube. Or here on Facebook. But I'm going to show you a different card today. And today's card layout is, I think, the number one. I'm going to make an argument for it. The number one card layout, at least that I use. Sorry, I'm like backpedaling a little. I'm just going to call it number one card layout. It's super easy to design. It's super efficient way to use your designer series paper. It is a really quick cutting project, and it is one that I really think you'll use over and over again. Sometimes I switch it up and use like a scalloped rectangle instead, but this card layout is one that just is a fabulous workhorse for pulling pieces together to make a fun, quick card. So we use this one for my church card ministry a lot, especially when I have designer series paper that I want to, use as the main focal point for a card. So I think you're going to find this card really handy. And we're going to start with the sweet little stockings designer series paper, which has, shocker, sweet little stockings in it. And then all kinds of little fun pet stuff. And you're going to see quite a few things from me for this because it's my feature for the month of, what is this month? Oh my gosh, it's Friday, right? The month of October, feature for the month of October. So you can get the PDF tutorials, which are super simple to print at home, lots of big pictures, all the good things, directions, cutting sizes, all stuff. If you want to order from me during the month of October, then you get the PDF for free. If you are not interested in ordering this month, I actually have an Etsy store. Link is in the video description, and you can get this tutorial there. Let's get started, guys. You ready? Hey, Donna and Sally and Louise and Margie and Trish and Tanya and Joyce, and good to see you guys this morning. I love when everybody's names pop up. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's flip down here. You can see that my Stampin' Blends are ready to go here because we are going to be using them also, and all the things that I have kind of tucked to the side here. And so, let's see, get set up. There we go. All right, I never know for sure where my camera is going to end up. Okay, so the card we're going to do is based on a half sheet of cherry cobbler cardstock. Remember, you always want to score your long ways cards with a trimmer or a simply scored tool, because otherwise you're going to end up with a crack in the middle because the cardstock, it's like folding against the grain. It's called hand in cardstock, but so you're gonna fold kind of against the grain this way. All right, so now where is the easy cutting part? Well, guess what? I didn't cut my paper ahead, so that's okay. It's really simple. So I have here a piece of the designer series paper that I'm gonna pick for this card. I'm gonna bring my trimmer in here, and I'm gonna cut a 3-inch strip down the side. So let's see, get my scoring blade out of the way and get my trimmer blade there, and then I'm going to cut 4 inches this direction. So you can see that then I could cut this again and get another 2 cards. This is a really efficient way to use your designer series paper and not waste it, okay? Now this goes great here with a contrast color on our red, but I like it even more with a border here. So our paper is 3 by 4 inches, and then our cardstock layer is 3 by 4 is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. And really that's all you need to know for designing for this card type, okay, those sizes. Now usually I put this on Stampin' Dimensionals so that it has just a little extra boost, a little extra layer. And if you're down to the ends of your Stampin' Dimensionals, go ahead and use those. They're definitely a great piece to be using. Don't throw them away. Actually, there's cards that really feature these kinds of little edge strips, so sometimes I have been known to save them for different things. But all right, let's go ahead and pop this on here. So there is our center card. All right, now decorating this, we have the choice with this sweet little stocking stamp set, we have the choice of stamping our stockings here, or we have the choice of the fabulous stockings from the designer series paper. Lots of choices. And then of course the dies coordinate perfectly. So you can do the small, medium, or large. There are small, medium, and large dies to go along with them. So lots of great mix and match in this stamp set. And I'm gonna show you some of the other pieces that I really love from it too, because we're gonna use several of them today. So through the magic of television, I already have one of these sweet little stockings cut out. So if you don't wanna do a lot of coloring, know that you can have these all ready. I'll put, sorry guys, oops. Okay, sorry about that. Are we back? So a lot of times when I do a 3x4 card, I will put the focal point sort of down here at the corner. But for today, we're gonna go ahead and move it up just to change it up a little bit. So we're gonna kind of move it to this corner. So really, I think any of the corners are valid for that sort of idea. And I want to have our stocking hang on something a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this little guy here, okay? It's just like this. So this is a little too long. Let's go ahead and trim it off. All right, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down. Now when I'm using tiny things, I really prefer to use the multi-purpose liquid glue because it is always ready to go. Now you'll notice that I laid it down flat here. I do that because I don't want the glue to fall down into the base. I want the glue to stay down here at the tip. So you can get away with laying it sideways if it's pretty full. If it's not, then you'll want to have like a little cup or something to have that handy and popped up on. Okay, so let's see, we're kind of moving along here. What other pieces to add to this? This is one of the workhorse stamp sets. I love stamp sets that have like a big focal kind of image where, you know, if you use this stamp set, this is the image. But there are a lot of workhorse stamp sets that have all the accessory things. So even if you are not a pet person, you could just pretend that these little three guys are not here, and everything else in here is just an amazing workhorse kind of stamp image. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece of basic white here and my Memento black ink, and we're gonna stamp a couple of presents. Helps to have that flat. So there's one there and there's one there. So this is from the workhorse collection, I guess, of stamped images. And then those also have dies that match them. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them out, and through the magic of television, it's already done. If you're wondering about that washi tape, it's the easy way that I use to put my dies on the paper so that they don't shift when I'm die cutting, okay? And then we also are going to add one more thing. We're gonna add a greeting to this. We're gonna use Very Merry because I like the way the size here fits on our card. So I'll go ahead and stamp that. All right, now we're going to do a little coloring here. And for the coloring, I have used my Stampin' Blends markers, and you probably have had lots of opportunity to see me talk about these. Now, these presents are so small that I am honestly not going to worry about doing a lot of shading. I'm just gonna color. And sometimes it's nice to just color. All right. Oh, okay, I fibbed. I can't help it. I have to color just a little. So I'm gonna shade here along the sides and under the bow. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just color the stripes here dark. And I'm using my bullet tip because this is a really fine line kind of area. And if you're thinking, wait, why didn't you bother to shade at the bottom of this? Well, that's gonna go in our stocking, so it's not gonna show. So really, we only need to worry about coloring the parts that are going to show from our presents, okay? And then let's see, what do you guys think? A cherry cobbler bow. Hey, Shirley, I'm glad you like it. Let's see, Deborah says, colors fantastic. Yes, I wish I could take credit for the colors, but they are from the Sweet Stockings Designer Series paper. So to go along with my favorite 3x4 top card layout idea, I'm gonna say that taking colors from a designer series paper is just a flat out awesome strategy also. So just, you may or may not know this, but on the back of every designer series paper, there is a list of the colors that are included there. They're also in the catalog usually. So you can get that information when you're placing your order. You can check on the website or online and know what colors you're gonna want to match that. But it's just a great perk of the Stampin' Up! System that the colors always go fabulously together, because you know that every instance of cherry cobbler will be exactly the same color of red, or old olive will be the exact same color of green. So it really makes things come together pretty smoothly. Okay, so if it's bothering you that the bottoms aren't colored, take a deep breath, it'll work out. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to piece these here so that our presents pop out from our stocking. Now, you can't have them come out the side because that looks like not real, but I can have them come out like this, okay? So I'm gonna flip this over to the back, and I'm going to strategically place my Stampin' Dimensionals here so that it holds the elements together, okay? So that all those pieces are assembled and going to stay, and then I don't have to worry about gluing them or getting them straight or anything like that. They're already ready to go, okay? So now we are well on our way here with our presents. And remember, this is our anchor point, so I kind of want that little bit of the stocking hanger to stay up there near our green line. Now, what other workhorse elements? So I said there are workhorse elements in the stamp set. There are workhorse elements in the die set also. And they include these sweet little holly assembly pieces, the bow, the star, these little branch pieces here and here and here, a candy cane, and again, that Santa hat. You can't go wrong. Like every stamp supply needs a great candy cane. So we're gonna use this one here now, and I kind of want some holly for an accent. So I'm gonna pull these, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this old olive background here for my color inspiration. So I'm using old olive cardstock and cherry cobbler cardstock to do these die cutting, and I don't want to lose those. Through the magic of television, I have these elements already cut out, okay? So you can kind of see those cuties here, and I love these dies because they include a little accent piece. They're like little lines and so forth on them. So, all right, you could alternately cut these out of felt if you wanted, but I went ahead and went with cardstock. And I'm gonna bring my multi-purpose liquid glue back in to add some pieces here. Okay, so I know I haven't stuck our stocking down yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of assume that it's gonna end up there. And then let's make life easy for ourselves. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna put it on the back of the greenery here, and we're gonna add that accent. But then when I go to put the dots on, I'm not gonna try and handle that. I'm just gonna put the dot of glue on the project, and then you can use your fingers, or your take your pick tool is a great thing to use to just sort of move those little tiny fragments of cardstock, okay? So we're kind of putting this together here. Now, I love this yellow in here, but I don't love that it is not repeated anywhere. So I wanted to do something to bring that yellow back in. And I wanted to get some felt in here because it matches the felt. So here's the felt from this suite. Let's see, and also the white. And you can see I've been saving my scraps. These pieces are gonna come in handy. I'm gonna show you another project from my tutorials for this. And the set of 4 tutorials is gonna use some of these strips of felt. So save all your scraps, just put them back in the container. And you guys know my trick about opening the sides of packages always. It's so easy to work with packages when you open them from the side. Instead of opening the top where there's that flap, here it is, that flap of adhesive that gets all over everything and such a pain, just open from the side and know that it's easy to access the pieces. So I have this strip here of the bumblebee, and I'm gonna cut it right here. So I'm gonna use my finger here. Let's see. Kim says, hi from Rochester. Hi, Kim. And she uses the color info. Oh, yes. So yeah, that's a good idea too. Kim says she finds it tricky to read the labels on the back of the DSP, so she just writes it on a Post-it note and adds it to her cardstock. So that's a great idea too. Then it's always ready. Okay, so there is our little accent with our felt, which really dresses up the front of a card, right? Just that little tiny bit of felt. And like you can see how much we use, just a tiny bit. So this package is gonna be, it's gonna last you a long time. And I know we all have felt in our crafting closets, but cherry cobbler felt matches the cherry cobbler cardstock and marker and olive. And if you've ever tried to match yellows, greens, and reds, you know it's almost impossible. So just do yourself a favor, cut the headache, and get the jelly felt that's part of this sweet collection. Okay, plus I told you I'll give you ideas for it. All right, so let's go ahead and start sticking some things down. Now, I've said before for the felt, but I'll say again, I don't really love it with the glue. My favorite way to use it is to attach the adhesive to the cardstock or the paper that you're gonna stick your felt on, and then add the felt to that, okay? And the reason that I prefer this is that it's hard to get the adhesive to stick to the back of the felt when you're rolling across, but really easy to press the adhesive down into the adhesive, or press the felt down into the adhesive for a really nice strong bond. Okay, so now our presents are gonna end up here, and I'm gonna pop a Stampin' Dimensional under here to attach the bottom too. So let's go ahead and peel these backings. And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do our greeting, and then I'm gonna give you a suggestion for the inside of the card when you're doing these 3x4 cards, because we just want everything to be easy, right? All right, so there's our presents. So they're gonna stick down like that. And then we still need our greeting on here. So remember this guy. I'm actually gonna go ahead and trim him, her. Is greeting a masculine or feminine? I don't know. Anyway, the greeting, we could have some of our French speakers tell us whether the greeting is masculine or feminine. I took French in school, but I don't practice it very often, so I'm not great with it. And that's a vocabulary word that I don't know. All right, so anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put our greeting on here like this. And I'm gonna keep my adhesive. This is where I said yesterday, or on Wednesday, the silicone craft sheet comes in really handy when you are trying to add adhesive to something that's small and you want it to like flip around the edge. So there we go. All right, so I'm gonna pop this on here like this, and then we're gonna add our embellishment. And the embellishment comes from the same suite. It is the matte decorative dots. Again, use the open from the side tip. So I've got these on here, and I'm gonna use my take your pick tool. Let's see, lots of people really love this little stocking sock. Yeah, he's cute. I suppose if you're a knitter, you might find great use for some of these stockings that aren't like Christmassy. You could take the little like hanger off and have a pair of socks on there for some kind of fun knitting tag or something like that. Okay, so little dots. Now, I'm gonna say my sort of observation on this. So if you've noticed, the dots are graded. So they go from dark to light and also from large to small. And I've found that I'm happiest with my results when I stick to a single color row. You could mix it up a little bit more for a different effect, but for something like this, I'm gonna stick to one color row. And I'm gonna use maybe a couple different size dots here. Let's see, I'm gonna use this littlest one here. So I'm using from the second row, and I'll pop maybe one up there. I'm gonna pop one, oops, here. Let's see, that's not gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna put it back on my thing here. I didn't push quite hard enough, there we go. And then I'm gonna pop one down here, and then I'm gonna use one larger one here, which doesn't want to pick up. When you have that problem, freshen your putty, okay? So I just did a teeny, you guys saw how little I turned that. It was a very, very small turn because it doesn't take a lot of turn to forward your adhesive, the putty, and then kind of one out there. So they're subtle, but they sort of add to our focal point and draw attention and just give a little bit different texture there, okay? All right, now we should do something for the inside of our card, don't you think? So I have a piece of basic white cardstock cut, and this is going to pop inside. And a really easy way to decorate it is to go ahead and use a piece of the designer series paper. that coordinates, and this one actually is the ornaments. So this is from the same package, and I cut it a little bit wide on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down, and then I always trim extra from the back side because their scissors are on the correct side, and it's really easy to see how much you're trimming without cutting into your page. So then this is gonna go on here. And if you want to like echo some design element is always a good plan. So I might take my present and pop a present on there. Okay, so now we have our inside decorated. You always want to decorate the inside of your card and your envelopes. Don't forget to decorate your envelopes. You could color the present if you wanted to. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let the paper speak here. And then we have our cards. So you can see a really fun way to use the Sweet Little Stockings stamp set and the accessory elements. I hope you guys are convinced that this is just an outstanding workhorse kind of stamp set. Lots of good pieces in it. And like I said, I have tutorials available for this project and the extended Z-fold card, and one that I'm going to share with you next week that uses our Santa paws and some tips on die cutting and coloring and so forth. So that's the third project. And then the fourth project is a gift box with little treats inside. So you can do all kinds of fun little treat ideas. You don't have to put dog biscuits in it, but I will tell you that my poor dog Pepper was very interested in that project. So those are tutorials for this month. And like I said, if you have an order that you're placing for at least for any size amount, then you'll get those tutorials from me as my thank you gift during the month of October. And if your order is at least $50, you're going to get supplies to make 2 cards in the mail as card kits. And that is this project. You're going to get this one, and you're going to get the gift box. So think about what you might want to get this month. And here's the other thing. This Sweet Little Stockings bundle is not on back order right now. All of the pieces of it are available, which is great. And you know that at this time of year, it's hard to get supplies for things. So if you're thinking that this is something that you would want to have for your Christmas cards this year, don't wait to get it until it starts to be unavailable. Go ahead and do your shopping early is what everybody's saying this year. So. And, oh, Kim has a really great point. She said, remember that gifts are good all year long. So you definitely will be happy to have those little presents. They make great little envelope elements or all kinds of things, little gift card elements. So you'll use those for sure too. And with dies. All right, guys, happy Friday. Hope you have an absolutely fabulous weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. If you have some creative, fun thing you're doing this weekend, make sure you share it so we can all cheer and be excited for you. But I'll look forward to seeing you guys again on Monday. And Monday is like crazy. It's our 200th episode of Maker Mornings with Meg. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that we've been together for so long, but thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on Monday. Happy stamping, guys.